So we'll come up and I will ask each presenter to come up real quick and we'll give your little speech about your inductee for the Hall of Fame. But after you guys are done giving your speeches, we'll hold all the photos and award giving for the end. So whenever you guys are done, you just go back and I'll come up and introduce the next person. So we'll make sure to get all the pictures and everything taken care of at the end and give you guys an award as well. So without further ado, I'd like to ask Ryan Heffler to come up and present the first inductee.
Thank you, Ben, for the nice introduction. My name is Ryan Heffler. I played ice hockey here for Liberty, and for those of you that don't know me, I actually was somewhat of a decent hockey player and kind of a big deal. Just want to thank Liberty University, the coaching staff, the hockey program here. This program has really touched my life in a lot of ways. It's changed me for the better, and I had the pleasure of meeting Mike Binney, who I'm speaking on behalf of tonight. He's been inducted here at the Hockey Hall of Fame, and couldn't have chosen a better person. Coffees for closers. Coffees for closers. That's Mike Binney. On and off the ice, anything that this guy has done in his life and in his career, he has closed and perfected everything in his life. I couldn't meet a more first-class gentleman. Mike has touched my life in a lot of ways. Him and I have had a lot of times, talking just as brothers, as teammates, and there's been some good moments in my life with Mike, and I'm thrilled that he's has this honor today. If you can't tell, I'm very nervous right now. I'm in the scrap metal business, and I don't really get to talk in front of a lot of folks. I look at piles of scrap metal every day, so bear with me. Mark Cuban had the pleasure of meeting him. He once told me that sweat equity is the most valuable equity there is. Know your business and industry better than anybody else. Love what you do or don't do it. And Mike is a true testament to that saying. He's made it very easy as a forward, a teammate, to go out there and perform and know that our goaltender's got our back. Mike is really, through the 4 years that he was here, I was able to meet him for the last 2 years of his career, but he is truly stepped up his game to where, the last year that I played with Mike, I've never seen a more competitive, outstanding goaltender. And I'm really proud of him. So, needless to say, I'll keep my story short. But there's 2 things that you do need to know about Mike. Mike has a blanket from 1993 of all the NHL hockey teams that he has taken everywhere with him, and I wouldn't be surprised today if he still has it. He also has acoustic guitar that, through good and bad times, Mike would always play in front of all of us. And these are some of the memories that I'll always remember of Mike. Just want to thank him for allowing me to speak on his behalf. It's been a true honor, and I'm proud of you, buddy. You've been a brother to me, and I'm always here for you, and I appreciate you. Thanks. Yeah, congratulations.
Thanks, Ryan, for the intro. I'm surprised you didn't go more into the scrap metal industry. I am very proud of you, what you've done, all that you've accomplished. You're a great friend of me. I have a lot to actually thank you for. One, for being a good teammate, a good friend, and actually for the current state of my hair. The reason for that is, I'm not sure if the guys do that anymore. We used to dye our hair before the start of the hockey season, and that was, of course, Ryan's idea. He came into the dressing room one random day before we started and started practice, and he had this bag of vitamin C, these vitamin C pills, and all this bleach hair dye, and convinced us all that we should dye our hair. so it worked out. We promoted the games, and you know, for hockey players, it was pretty cool because I think it worked for some of us in the lady department, especially Dave, because his wife fell in love with him right away. I remember what he looked like. He had a big afro and a Fu Manchu. Quite the character, obviously. So after Kirk and Ben and David called me a couple months ago just to inform me that of the induction. I thought it was a joke at first because Dave was on the phone. Ben and Kirk could probably attest to that because I didn't believe them for the first 5 minutes. But it started to sink in obviously after the phone call, and I just started to think and kind of realize about my time here as a player and as a coach, and obviously a lot of great memories. So I just wanted to go over some thoughts of my time. Specifically, there's one game that stands out. I think we'll remember is the game in the national tournament, playing against Penn State and beating them, and kind of ending their run as I think they were in the championship game about 10 years in a row. So they're obviously a very good team, and we all played well enough to knock them out. Although we didn't win any championships, it was something that I think we all consider one of the best games that we had played. And the other time is where I think some other people know this story pretty well, is where Ryan almost cut off his thumb with his own skate. So he's just trying to get the snow off of his skate in the dressing room, and he cut his thumb and obviously panicked and did this little dance around the dressing room while he was freaking out. Ran and got stitched up and tried to come back and play, and so obviously we were all very proud of him that he battled through and got it bandaged up, and probably his first shoot back, he got hit and knocked out, and didn't want to come out of the game, and so he was upset that obviously he was concussed, but he had to leave the game. Kept telling everybody he's fine. But that was just the kind of guy that Ryan was, and the type of friend that he is to obviously me, a special guy, battled through almost cutting his thumb off, being concussed for probably the 15th time that he remembers. But yeah, it's obviously two random memories, but two that stick out for me from a hockey standpoint. I just wanted to say thank you to Kirk and Ben, the Club Sports Department, for the induction. It's something that I'm very humbled to be a part of. I think when I think of my time as a coach, I think just to be a part of the program, club sports and hockey, it's something that I'm just humbled to be a part of. To be recognized for that is very flattering. So thank you to Jeff Becker, Jeff Lowe's, can't find him right now here. Chris Lowe's, our other friend Kevin, who couldn't make it here today, weather permitting. Other friend of mine, Ryan Rosewell, first friend that I met through hockey here at Liberty. Sean, Dave, Ryan, obviously. So just want to say thank you. That's it.
Awesome. Well, I can definitely say personally, I was not really around here at Liberty when you guys were, but I've heard nothing but great things and just funny stories too. So it would have been an awesome game for me to be a part of. But it's been fun getting to know you guys, and especially on the ice at the Commonwealth game. So we'll see you guys next year. Funny story. I did also, I could probably attest a little bit of this too from you. I didn't know that was your fault, so we're gonna have to talk later.
Oh yeah, it's okay. I got a good drink.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, our next inductee has made a huge impact in the club sports realm too, not just as a player, but as a worker and builder of club sports as well too. And so to present her, I'd like to ask Angel McComb to come up, please.
Ryan, I liked your intro. I gotta go the opposite way though. I wasn't really a good player at all, and I was even less of a big deal around here. So I'm glad my wife was there. There's hope for our children. We took Hudson to skate last year, and I set him on the ice, and he fell over. It's like, oh man, he got my jeans. This is terrible. So I get the distinct pleasure and honor today to introduce somebody to you that probably doesn't actually need much of an introduction around here. She had an opportunity to both play for the women's team and then work at club sports, so a lot of you do know her well, but I will relish the chance to introduce her nonetheless. Stacey's a person that demonstrates just an exceptional level of character in really everything and all that she does. She is incredibly driven, incredibly hardworking. She's passionate. She's organized, which has drastically helped my life. She's detailed. She's very caring, and just operates with a high level of integrity, whether it's on the ice, whether it's being a mom, whether it's helping others. And probably the most beautiful part of it all is that she does all of this kind of super competent person. She does it all in a very humble way, which is incredible. This character has allowed Stacey to have a great impact on those around her. Stacey's character has greatly been refined through her time here. This character has also had a part to play in helping develop a hockey program here at Liberty. I think I speak for probably everybody who's been away from this place for a little while that has come back, and just to see what has been built here is absolutely amazing. I think a lot of people that come back, there's somewhat of a sentiment, it's like, oh man, I wish I could be here to experience what it's like now. But I want to completely flip that and say, like, how cool is it for people that have worked hard to build this program to see where it's gone to now, and just to be able to have simply been a part of that is pretty amazing. I think it's fitting that I would talk maybe a little bit about Stacey's current life now that we've left Liberty. And we were talking a little bit about this yesterday, actually, and I'd love to say that you know, all of the qualities that Stacey had here that were refined here, and that I had kind of an opportunity to develop as well. I'd love to say that when we went home, it was just this smooth, perfect transition, and that we got back home and everything was great. But to be honest, it was a struggle. Life is tough, right? Life is hard. When you leave somewhere where you have so many connections, so many good friends, and then you go to a place where you just don't have those connections anymore, it's difficult, and you just kind of have to grind your way into and carve out your new niche. But we did that, and Stacey was a huge part in allowing that transition and allowing us to grow through that transition really well. Slowly we did find our way, and we absolutely love the place that we get to be now. And through all of that, and with a lot of Stacey's encouragement, we really kind of looked at it as a time where the Lord sanctified us. He brought us through and taught us a lot of hard lessons, a lot of good lessons, but it was wonderful. Life back home is busy. We have 3 kids that are 3 and under. We brought 1 here today. We left the other 2 boys at home, and we left an open box of Cheerios and a couple nuts, so I think they'll be all right. But it's busy. It's really busy. But just to watch, especially Stacey, as she kind of operates through her daily routines and just daily responsibilities, it's amazing to do. There's a verse in Philippians, it's chapter 2, verse 3, and it says, "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, rather in humility value others above yourself, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of others." It's incredible to watch Stacey as she's progressed from here. You know, she was so competent here. She had so much responsibility with Club Source. She had so much responsibility with her team, and she excelled and had success in so much so in those areas. And then to come home and to have 3 kids, 3 and under, and to do it kind of in an environment where nobody's cheering when you have a victory with your kids, right? Nobody's cheering on you for scoring a goal or cheering you on because you did a great job in completing that thing. It's really opened my eyes to see how unglorified the position of being a mother is, but yet how much Christ values that, because it's just humble service day in and day out. I'm a teacher, so I get 2 months off for the summer, and it's literally like culture shock in my own house every time I take the summer off, because I come home and it's like, Stacey, I have no idea how you are still sane and you can still do this, and it's amazing to watch as she does it. Aristotle said, and Rick Rigsby used this in one of his great speeches, he said, Aristotle said, "You are what you repeatedly do." I think there's so much truth to that. And Rick Rigsby kind of took that to say that excellence ought to be a habit, not an act. And it's so true. It's a wonderful truth. But I want to kind of even take that just a little, and go a little bit further. And excellence done in humility is something that's beautiful to watch. And by the grace of God, I get to see my wife do that every day at home, and it's beautiful. Stacey, because of this excellence that she kind of exudes every day, but doing it in a humble way, again, has had an amazing opportunity to have a godly impact on not only our kids, not only me, but the people that she got to do life with here at Liberty. I mean, she still kind of keeps in contact, certainly not face-to-face, but through the internet with a lot of her friends from Liberty, and to this day she continues to have a great impact. I guess I should end by talking a little bit about Stacey's time here. I had the distinct pleasure to watch Stacey play hockey, and it was a thing of beauty. I loved watching her play. There were moments, kind of in the first year that she was here, she had taken a number of years off from playing, and you could see glimpses of this person on the ice that could just dominate the play, and it was really fun to watch. And it's like, I'm feeling that could become a little bit more regular. In her second and third year here, it certainly did. Her career stats ended with 65 goals, 44 assists for 109 points, and she is tied for 7 career game-winning goals. Those times when they needed a goal the most, she was often able to do that. A couple of the awards that she mentioned here, she's probably actually quite upset that I'm listing these. She's often her biggest critic and very humble, but she was privileged enough to be the captain in her junior and senior year. In her junior year, she won MVP and Female Club Sports Athlete of the Year. And in her senior year, she led the Flames to their first national championship game appearance. And I'm honestly convinced that if that game was played 10 more times, they would win 10 in a row. It was that close. It was just unfortunate. But she was certainly very humbled and very excited to watch in the next couple of years to be a part of that team that they built that ended up winning a couple championships, which is amazing. So without further ado, nobody wants to hear me talk. I will call my beautiful wife up, Stacey McCollum.
Thank you so much for this. It's just such a privilege to be here. The whole experience that I've had leading up to this has been just so remarkable, and it's not even just because of this kind of recognition. Just looking back on this Liberty campus, it just brings me back to a life that really just kind of feels like it was a dream. And now I can, like Andrew said, typically be found with a baby on my hip, in sweatpants, probably peanut butter smeared across my shirt. So not only is it remarkable to be here, but being here, staring into the eyes of multiple adults, also feels pretty remarkable, and it's really intimidating. So, since the moment that I heard that I would be receiving this award, just the memories have been flooding back to my mind. Just dressing room talks and practices and dry lands, girls that just meant so much to me. So many big wins, and then also some really disappointing losses as well. But it's been such a joy over the past months to think back on 4 amazing years at Liberty and the experience that I got to have here. learning that I'm gonna receive an award is one thing, and then learning that I have to give a speech about it is completely another. So since that moment, I've been like really flooded with nerves. Because usually whenever I was in a spotlight, I got to wear like a helmet with the old mask, and this is just didn't fit my carry-on, but I thought about it. I know recipients of any kind of award often say the same thing, but I just feel so undeserving. So thank you so much for this opportunity. It's this award though, it's not mine alone. It represents the efforts of sacrificial parents, dedicated coaches, hardworking and talented teammates, and an outstanding organization. And I want you to know that I do consider this a team effort. I'm honored to be up here as a representative for the team of people that poured into me to make me the player that I was. Coach Bloomfield and Justin, thank you for the opportunity to play for exceptionally dedicated coaches. Thank you for the way that you poured yourselves into our team day after day after day. And thank you for entrusting me with leading that team. You saw something in me that led you to believe that I could lead a group of girls, and I'm so grateful for the privilege that you gave me to do so. Although I do think you still owe me for throwing 12 rookies at me my first year of captain. That was a lot of drama. But you guys managed to tame all that, and all while providing us with excellent training. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunities to put that training into play. You both went above and beyond your roles to ensure that we had all that we needed to succeed, and it was my pleasure to tie up my sneaks for you. To Maddie and all the teammates that she represents, thank you. Thank you for making those years so fun and memorable, for battling alongside me and for picking me up when I was down, for pushing me harder when I wanted to slack off. I was surrounded by hard work and talent, and I was continually pushed by these girls to be better physically, mentally, and spiritually. One of my ultimate goals at Liberty was to win a championship, and if you know my story, you know I didn't. But I did get to see my team win one, and I have such an enormous sense of pride for what those girls accomplished. So thank you for bringing those trophies home. But I can't talk about our teammates without mentioning one whose time here was shorter than any of us could have imagined, and that was Sarah. Don't worry, I get it. She was an outstanding player. I had the honor of playing on Sarah's line for 2 years, and I'm confident that she assisted 90% of my goals. She really did. This was evidence of her commitment to being such a team player. She was special on the ice, and most notable for her incredible stride, and off the ice for her ability to mentally prepare for the game at hand. She helped me reach my fullest potential as a player, and we aren't the same players or people as we were before knowing her. To Kirk and club sports, I am seriously in awe of all that you guys accomplished. You change and improve so much. Like being back here, it's just incredible to be just looking on to what you guys do day in and day out, and just how drastically you were able to take things. I reflect on my time first playing, driving like vans to away games, and meals that we paid for on our own, mismatched gear, and the list goes on. And we were just like barely on any other school grader. But you guys gave us the tools that we needed to be the top contenders. Eventually, it led the team to their first national championship. You took a spark of something good, and you guys made it great. It's a privilege to say that I played for an organization that strived for such excellence. And it means that much more coming from a place that puts Christ at the center of all that they do. Mom and Dad, I have said it a million times, and it's still not enough. Thank you. I really hit the parental jackpot. And now that I have 3 of my own, I respect you guys for all that you did. It's only meant for me. You guys are seriously the backdrop of all of this. Rushing me to my games and sacrificing your time and your money. Shivering as you watch some really slow hockey games. And clapping, always laughing so loud as you cheered me on in some more exciting ones too. You are always supporting me, and today is no exception. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to experience all that I have through this incredible game. For those of you who don't know my story, I actually didn't come to Liberty for hockey. I came because I genuinely wanted to study around Christian people. That and the first Christian school I went to kicked me out, so I had to find some more Christian people that were a little less but my freshman year went by, and I didn't really actually even know that Liberty had a women's hockey team. And I'm sure Coach can recall that phone call. Like, but you go here and you play hockey. Well, he's just, I think, the easiest recruitment that he'd ever had to do. But God knew that this was going to be a part of my LU experience long before I ever applied. I find it so incredible that God, in all of his awesomeness, can look down at a sport like hockey and use it to honor and glorify himself. Can you believe that? That he can use athletes to work out his plan for his glory. I see his hand so intricately weaved through this game in relationships, friendships, and lessons that I learned. He used this game to teach me patience through the years I sat on the bench. And the fact that I have 3 kids alive is a testament that I did learn that in some capacity. He used it to teach me discipline, to do the hard but good things, even when we don't want to, regardless of the audience that is watching. That no matter how big or small your role is on a team, family, work, or body of Christ, that it truly takes each and every unique person to make it successful. He used it to teach me to work hard, so dang hard, to reach the impossible goals you set. But he also used it to show me that the ultimate prize can look different than what we have had our hearts set on the whole time we're striving. The award truly means the world to me, but it's not the biggest prize I received through Liberty, through us. It was here in the hockey program in a state 700 miles from my hometown in London that I met a guy who grew up only a few miles from my home. God uses school and the sport to merge our lives together. I'm sure that after I met Andrew that my game did improve as a result of the many slapshot lessons, the meticulously sharpened skates that he was well known for, and the confidence that he'd given me. But I'm also sure that it got worse due to the late night hangout session with friends and the distracted face-offs, always watching them. Since day one, he's poured his life into me. His goal is to love, support, and challenge me every single day. He too learned so much from this game and this program, and each day I get to look through life beside a man so full of the character that it developed in him. He strives to be the best father, husband, and Christian man, and so far he's really killing it. Drew, thank you for all your support then, and for the way that you lead our family. As I close, I can't help but reflect how God has been so good to me, always. He's always so good. In the devastating losses and the hard-fought-for victories. He's always good and deserves all the credit for anything praiseworthy that this organization or any of the teams that it supports are able to accomplish. Hockey, it's a game for sure, but it's so much more than that. I'm thankful from the bottom of my heart for the recognition today. The greatest gift that this award has afforded me is the opportunity to really look back and see all the ways that God used this game in my life. So thank you.
Thank you guys both so much. I know I was coming in just on the tail end when you guys were leaving, and I've heard nothing but amazing things about both of you guys. So you guys truly came in, and when you guys thought this place was a better place when you guys found it. So thank you for everything that you guys have done for this place today. So next up, our inductee. I only just had the pleasure of meeting him today, but I've been communicating with him for the past couple months via text, email, phone call, anything like that. And just anything that I've heard of this gentleman and seen just exudes just humility and just serving others. So it's something that I've been honored to meet you and hear everything that you've done for the paintball program. But with that, I'd like to ask Aaron Thompson to come up and introduce our next inductee.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Aaron Thompson. I was a member of the Liberty University paintball team for about 4 years, all 4 years of my time at Liberty. I started in 2011 and graduated in 2015. I served as the team captain for the latter 3 of those years. And shortly after graduating, I moved into the role of assistant to the regional head coach. Unfortunately, our head coach, Brian Davidson, was not able to make it today. But as we all know, any great head coach has an assistant coach ready to take his job. So here I am. But no, I have the honor today of introducing a man who I've come to know and cherish over the past 8 years. This man spearheaded the inception of the Club Sports paintball program in 2008, and he served as its head coach until 2015. He's guided the Flames to 3 top 4 finishes in the NCPA National Championship down in Florida. He played an integral role in bringing the Liberty paintball complex to East Campus, the fields you see up on the mountain here. And he's introduced thousands of students to the sport of paintball. He set the bar high for the paintball team, and he's established goals of winning a national title, which eventually were realized during the 2017-2018 season just this past year. And despite the constant turnover of student athletes and that we coaches so unfortunately are far too familiar with, this man has set a trajectory for the Liberty paintball team to remain a top contender year after year. But that's not all. His influence goes far beyond just the paintball field. It goes far beyond what we know as the Liberty bubble here. He's coached the NCPA All-Star team, which it's a team that comprises of multiple top-level college athletes, and they compete on the national circuit in the National X-Ball League, and that's kind of what would be considered the NFL for the paintball world. He's played for more than 20 years, and just has experience that just an incredible wealth of experience in the sport, and he's played in some of the world's most esteemed paintball leagues. He and his wife Leslie have 5 amazing children, 2 of whom were adopted from Hong Kong with Down syndrome. Currently in his 13th year of teaching special education. He graduated from Liberty with his master's in education, and he's worked with local families and children with disabilities through behavioral therapy and intensive in-home counseling. Far more important than really any of the accolades that this man has on the paintball field are really who he is as a husband, as a father, and as a life coach. See, the greatest coaches, they don't leave the whistle in the locker room. The greatest coaches, the drills don't end on the field for them. The greatest coaches step into their God-given calling by exemplifying a life of humility, a life of grace, discipline, and conviction. They push their athletes to be better men and women both on and off the field, and when patience is needed, they show patience. When a little righteous anger is needed, they bring the wrath. And he definitely brought the wrath. Galatians 6:9 says, let us not grow weary for doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. This man has never just been in the business of coaching, he's been in the business of disciple making. And if any of you have worked with children teaching, and special needs children, or just student athletes, you can't grow weary of doing that, or it's just not gonna go too well for you. He's played a very integral role in my personal life, in my faith, and in the faith of many others. And so, without further ado, it's my privilege to introduce the class of 2018 Hall of Fame inductee, Todd Oakland.
Thank you, Aaron. As most of you probably don't know me that well because I coached paintball. And a lot of people are like, paintball? I don't even know what that is. Did you say ping pong? Is that painting? I'm confused. But those of you in club sports, you know paintball, and you came to know paintball because of the role that you took in the sport of paintball here at Liberty. I came to Liberty in 2007 as a student working on my master's degree. My wife took a job as a secretary at Liberty so that we could reap the benefits of the employee assistance program. And I'm so thankful for my master's degree from Liberty because of that. I was a young teacher, not able to pay for a master's degree, and because of Liberty University and their programs, I was able to receive my degree. It was in moving to Lynchburg and coming to Liberty that I wanted to get involved in the university, this exciting, the world's most exciting university. I wanted to get involved, and when I found out that there was a group of students, at that time were a club that played paintball for the National Collegiate Paintball Association, I was like, wow, maybe I can play. And then I met these guys, and I'm like, okay, I'm not good, so I'm not going to play, but I can help out. And that's kind of what I've always done. I've kind of always just helped out. Then as the club sports department was really becoming a big thing in 2008, I was asked to come on board as the coach of the paintball team. And I said, okay, I know how to run a program. I have a master's degree in administration, so I can run a thing. But paintball, that's, I mean, I know paintball, but I don't know if I can coach paintball. And it's because of the amazing players that I had here at Liberty is how I became the coach that I am today. I've had, I tried to count, and I've had hundreds of players come through the Liberty program. I had players that continued to play the highest level of paintball, and I've had players that have never picked up a gun after Liberty. But even more important than that, we had players that come to Liberty, some for paintball, and I thought they were crazy. I was like, why would you choose a school based on paintball? But they did, because they had heard about what we do here, and they heard about what kind of team we were. Then we also had players that came and they had never even picked up a paintball gun, and they said, hey, you guys seem cool, can I play paintball? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And through the players and through my assistant coaches, we taught people how to play paintball. I know several of the hockey players, you know, that have been through Liberty have come and played paintball at the Liberty paintball field, and it's the funniest thing to watch hockey players play paintball. You don't see paintball players playing hockey, so it doesn't go both ways. I'm very thankful for the time I had here at Liberty. Sorry. I put a lot of time and effort into these guys. And I love the sport of paintball. I don't think I could coach anything else, but it's not the paintball that made me love it. It's the guys, it's the players. As Aaron said, you know, I didn't just care about what happened on the field. I cared about what happened on the bus ride home. I cared about what they're doing, you know, when they're not at practice. I cared about my players, you know, with their mental health, and we've had players with mental health issues. We've had players who had issues with their marriages. I've had players that were really dealing with some hard times, and I didn't see how that would affect them on the field. I saw how it would affect them as people, and that's where my heart is with these young men and two ladies that have ever played paintball at Liberty. My heart absolutely goes to them as people, and being older as I am, I looked at them as an opportunity to speak into the future. And so that's what I really tried to do. I tried to give them life lessons in addition to the paintball lessons. Guys like Aaron Thompson are far superior on the field than I ever could be. And I'd like to think because of me, he's a better man off the field. The current head coach, Brian Davidson, also played for me here at Liberty. And I say, no offense, Aaron, but Brian is the best paintball player I've ever seen play. You're number 2, but it's cool. Fair. You agree. And Brian, in all of his ability and all of his paintball knowledge, when he took over as head coach, he didn't call me for any of that stuff. He's got that on lock. But he called me and said, okay, how do I handle club sports? How do I do this? Todd, they're asking me about this. What do I do? And I'm like, well, you do what club sports tells you to do, and you'll be fine. You reach out and you utilize all the guys in club sports. As Kyle McQuillan, I saw him earlier, as he knows, don't ask me about the budget, because it never made sense, ever, because paintball's crazy expensive and we spend a lot of money on paint. But the coolest thing is that, this past April, I was able to watch as the Liberty University paintball team won its first national championship. And my heart just beamed. I wasn't even there. I was in Florida. I saw the team on Saturday. I was down at Disney running a race. And just, oh yeah, there's a paintball thing going on. Maybe I should go say hi. And they ended up winning that weekend. And my heart just shines because I know I was a little part of that. The two coaches that coached that team to victory, they never achieved that as players, and I wish they had. But they got to feel the little glimpse of what I got to experience as being a coach, and I'm really thankful that God gave them that opportunity, that God gave the paintball team the platform to be able to pray in front of a very dark world, a very dark community of paintball. Paintball players are not like normal people. You will hear all kinds of foul language and drinking and just horrible things at paintball events unless they play for Liberty University. And everybody knew that we were different. And I always knew that we had to be better because we were Christian. We're Christian, so we should be better. And so that's what I tried to instill in our players. That's what I tried to instill in the current coaches. And that's what I would encourage anyone involved in Liberty Club Sports is to truly be a champion for Christ and use that platform to just speak truth into people's lives. And so I thank you all for this opportunity. I'm incredibly blown away at the opportunity to be inducted into the Club Sports Hall of Fame. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you so much, I appreciate that. A common theme I've seen here before we wrap up, but just had to say that common theme would be the teams, the departments, the friends. It seems like they're all better off after you guys have all been here, essentially. So you guys all had successful careers in your own right, but it seems like everyone was better off for you guys being here. So we appreciate you. So that's I think a dose of reality for us that's sobering, and that's for me as a coach and other coaches and players here. It's cool to just hear that in your guys' story. So thank you for letting us be involved in today too. It is an honor, I know, for me to be involved and meet you guys all. So I'm gonna pray real quick and close out the evening, but as soon as I'm done, I actually have the plaques underneath the podium here. So we'll give those to you guys, and we'll get some pretty pictures for you guys in the backdrop. All right. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you again for this afternoon and everything that's meant to these individuals, Lord God. Just what it's meant to your kingdom, Lord God, for bringing these people here and just sanctifying them, Lord, saving them, Lord God, and just all the people and teammates and friends around, Lord God, that have been better off and even a better relationship with you maybe because of these individuals, Lord God. Ultimately, that's the most important thing as we close off, knowing that we're truly coming here to have a great experience, but to grow closer to you, Lord God. So I just thank you for that. Thank you for bringing us all here safely today, Lord. Father, and I would just pray also, Lord, for these people leaving and going home, Lord, as the weather kind of comes in and doesn't look that great, Lord. I just pray that you would just allow every single person to travel home safely, Lord, to their families and friends, and that we could all just be comforted by your love, and just thank you again, Lord, for everything that these people have meant to Liberty in their sports, their teams, and to the department, Lord. We just give you all the glory. In Jesus' name, amen.